developers. The ones that pull that shit releasing characters one at a time. You're gonna put me in the next update, right, Harada?
What's your name, kid?
The human spider.
The human spider, that's it? That's the best you got?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
The sum of $3,000 will be paid to the terrifying, the deadly, the amazing Spider-Man!
心配ねえよ。ここにいるやつでやるんだろ。なら絶対大丈夫じゃねえか。行くぞ。
me and Daddy were looking at each other like moving the mics and they're the first person to say anything. Because you can play Smash handheld. They said check the back of the game case, and like one of the main games they shown was Smash.
Yeah, I think
for light.
I think most games are gonna work on this because I don't think.
Well, it depends if you can do it in handheld mode. I don't think you can play Zelda handheld.
Well, Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
Why not?
I said I don't think. I'm not a hundo. I'm not saying that you can't.
Why not, Akil?
I don't fucking know, my dude. I don't play Zelda.
You brought it up. No.
Oh, shit. Are you assuming that you can't? Whoa, bro. Like,
yeah, the only things I could think of is like motions with the controller. I don't know if they still do that.
No, they can do it. Remember they showed Overwatch and like the new way to play like this. Instead of you like actually moving the sticks, you can move the screen and like. Which is really cool.
Oh,
like,
with touch.
I guess like with the light, you can move this like you just tilt
yeah.
the controller and shit,
and
it actually moves like the little scope. So like what they did with Widowmaker and the guys like this and like the way they shot was kind of like I guess they jerk it and it shoots to. I thought that was pretty cool, pretty innovative. But you know I'm not a Widow main, so They jerk it. Yeah.
Flip it and reverse it. Yeah.
Put the thing down, flip it. Watch Missy like you can't do that.
No. Cease and desist.
She would ask politely before she smacked the shit out of all of us. She's a goat. Just gonna put that out there.
Hey, you listening? How are you doing?
Watch, you're gonna get a note in the mail. Sexual harassment. Please stop.
Akil, don't make our listeners feel uncomfortable.
I make everybody feel uncomfortable.
Can I rub
I'm
your
black,
shoulders, man?
I sit in the room and people feel uncomfortable.
I mean, I got clammy hands for a reason, Akil. I'm sorry. No.
Well, shit. I'm at a loss for words.
Not
then.
the Pro Controller, dog. The game controller. Sorry.
No, as I said, you can only do wireless.
No, they have the wireless GameCubes.
No, that's what I'm telling him.
Oh.
I'm talking about the physical, the corded one. You can't.
No, I'm not talking about the quarter one.
No, but you can't do it on the light.
Okay.
Because there's no thing for that. There's no outlet for that.
Yeah.
You do wireless, but you can't do that.
Okay.
Which means you can use your PS4 controller on your Switch to
There is an adapter for the Switch. Yeah, I'm gonna grab that so I can
play Smash with the PS4 controller.
Oh yeah, dude. You kidding me?
God damn.
Dude, that'd be pretty lit though. So this is what All Stars could have been.
Dude, don't.
Oh my!
I saw some fan art on Twitter, and I'm like, "Yep, I'm still waiting for All Stars 2."
It's PS5 exclusive, bro.
It needs to happen, please.
I can see it happening.
Email time.
Oh boy!
Yeah. It's unversedpodcast@gmail.com, guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. From the homie Mark. And he says, with shows like Arrow, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Lucifer, they're all ending. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it got him thinking, what show, game, or movie had an ending that you were 100% satisfied with no complaints? I think DMC5, mainly because that's just how the DMC series is as a whole. Like, I've heard people complain about their decisions at the end, but I was like, yeah, but this is Devil May Cry. Like, it's just dumb anime video game bullshit. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like the Metroid series as a whole. As far as I know, it ended with Samus being like taken over by like that one alien. I forgot what the fucking name alien was. No, not the Metroid. The fucking it's like a little virus. Like it takes over her suit and it gives her the blue suit. Yeah, and the fusion suit. Yeah. And as far as I know, that's the last one in chronologically, right?
You got me there. I don't know.
But like that's where I think it ended, and I like that. Like I'll even take in what was it? Zero Mission? No, what the fuck was it for the Wii?
M.
Project M?
No,
M. The other M.
Yeah.
I'll even take that as canon because like that has some kind of story to it, even no matter how fucking dumb it is.
Especially Corrupted Samus or Dark Samus.
Oh yeah.
She's like, Ree! For me, I would say it would be a movie. Mine would be like a what movie I just watched? For me, it would be Godzilla, the King of the Monsters. A lot of people didn't like the ending because they're like it's kind of cheesy, you know.
It's Godzilla though.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
you know?
For me, it was like, what else was Godzilla supposed to do? Like, take on like the other 5 monsters? Because like, you know, all hail the king. You know what I mean? And because of that ending, I like the hype, which hyped me up more for like the release of like Godzilla versus King Kong. You know what I mean? Because it's like they fought once before. Because you know, in the cave paintings, it showed like they fought, but like the ending was just like, bro, like the king on top of a mountain. You know, all the kaiju are like, well, shit. You know, Monster Zero's gone. Well, what are we supposed to do? You know, and it's like, well, all hail the king. You know, just like stay in your lane. Don't like invade my territory and call it a day. You know what I mean? So, I was satisfied with the ending. I was satisfied with the movie from beginning to end.
Yeah.
To be quite honest. It wasn't, I wasn't bored at all. The only thing that did kind of, well, I wasn't bored, but what did kind of irk me was like, the fact like, the fact that the humans like tried to help.
Yeah.
When they knew they couldn't. I'm just like, you know, I'm like grateful, like, you know, don't give up hope, but at the same time I was like, like when they pissed off Rodan, I was like, was that the right choice? You know what I mean? Was that something you should have done? You know? But yeah, all in all, from beginning in was I was satisfied. You know?
Yeah. God of War definitely one for me.
Dude,
yeah,
hands down. That shouldn't even be like a discussion. That was a good ending.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic whole way through.
But if that was a series ending, that was trash. But if it was a game ending, I'm cool. It was good.
Yeah, if we're just talking just the game itself, yeah, it's good.
But
solid.
if it was like a series like God of War was ending at that point, I'd be like,
yeah, we gotta wait for God of War 6, I think. Yeah.
Wait, is it 6?
Well, this is God of War 4.
Yeah, because God of War, yeah.
And you know they're gonna do 2 more games.
Well, no, Ascension would be 4.
Well, Ascension's the prequel, so.
Okay.
Yeah, canonically, it's like God of War 0, or whichever. I think, yeah, because Ascension's the very first game in the timeline. And then it goes God of War.
And then it goes, what, Chains
of Olympus, God of War 2, Ghost of Sparta, and then 3, and then now the new one.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's 3, and then Shovel Knight, and then God of War 4.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because Cory Barlog confirmed, was it last year, that, because if you play the PS4 and Vita version of Shovel Knight, you could fight Kratos.
Yeah.
And Cory Barlog confirms that's canon. And if you look at the fight, right, in the backgrounds, you do see snowy mountains, just like in, Midgard. So, not Midgard.
Niflheim?
Is it? That's Midgard, right? Yeah. I'm like, that sounds too Final Fantasy.
Quick, somebody behind me. We need to get this nigga has to die today.
But yeah, he says it's canon, and I'm like, it kind of makes sense, because we don't really know that gap, that like 200-year gap or whatever.
So does that mean Shovel Knight can appear in the other games?
I hope so.
That'd be pretty dope. like a rematch, like between Shovel, like because in Shovel Knight you play as Shovel Knight, and in God of War 5 you should be like Shovel Knight should just show up like you have to fight Shovel Knight. Like listen here, peasant.
Yeah, the map of crossovers is just ridiculous. Yeah,
like it's like a stalemate. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like a stalemate. You damage Shovel Knight half. He's all like, huh, a lot better than last time, and he just like leaves or some shit. Comes back with a golden shovel, Kratos over the head with it.
Yeah, the Kratos' armor that you get is pretty good in Shovel Knight. Yeah. And then ignoring the kids, I think Logan was a really good ending for that movie. My only problem is all the kids. It has less focus on his relationship with Laura for me. So
oh yeah, towards the last half.
Yeah, and we get that really awkward death shot of the villain. He's on the ground and the camera just circles, and we see all these kids trying to look mean. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, bro. That movie was
Logan's fantastic.
Movie was fucking sad.
Yeah.
Well, you know what the sad part about that movie was? It wasn't Logan. It was Professor X, dude. When he was going senile.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that shit broke my heart. I was like, dude, and remember, the government classified him as like a level 5, like, weapon. Dude, yeah. And I was like,
yeah, he can't even shit right.
He can't even remember, dude. He's like, and you remember, like, Logan was lying to him about, like, what happened to the X-Men? Because he accidentally killed them all when he had, like, his first episode. He killed like, damn near all of them except for, obviously Wolverine because you know his healing factor, but
it's because he needs help wiping now. Well, I don't know if he
he's
needed help.
Old, dude.
I don't know if he needed help wiping back then.
No.
You know, because
I think it comes with age though, but like
because of the whole wheelchair situation.
But if you think about it though, that makes it kind of scary. Like any people like powers like that. Like what if Magneto gets old and he starts like fucking like just crushing like metal like into people and shit just because he's getting senile. Makes you think. Really makes you fucking think, dude.
Not even that. It's
like
because this dude's telekinetic. That's why, bro.
It's like Emma Frost just
goes
Jane Grey
I don't know.
Loses her shit.
I don't know. I feel like at one point he just loses like the restraint to like not listen to everybody's voice, and then that shit just broke, and then he just no, dude, and he's just like listening to everybody's fucking thoughts, like he's Jim Carrey and Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, or you know, like
so that's why he's going senile, because that's why he's listening to everybody's going all mad and shit.
I believe that.
The voices in his head are not his own.
I'd believe that. If that was like how they explain it, like he just
TLDR, getting old sucks.
Yeah, especially if you're a mutant. Like, wow, dude, what if Storm gets old and she gets senile and starts like causing like Storm just because?
Yeah, she gets those like those fits. You know, like some people have those fits.
Like every month, dude.
No.
Yeah, dude. And then like at a certain age, he just stops, dude.
No, no, that's not how that works, dude. That'd be intense, though.
Yeah, menopause usually is.
Just imagine, like, Emma Frost. Sorry. Yeah. Emma Frost, because she has two abilities. Like, she's telekinetic and she can turn herself to diamonds. She just gets, like, upset, turns herself to diamonds, and starts, like, running up on people and just, like, rocking their shit, dude.
She's not...
Bro, she's going senile. She's not going psycho. What the fuck is this shit, dude?
But you said
that's everybody else, dog.
Have you guys seen The Boys yet?
The Boys?
No. Yeah, on Amazon.
I don't have Amazon.
Oh. So it's a show about with superheroes in there, right? But it's like a more realistic, darker take in a sense.
Kind of like what is it called? Like what is it? Oh my god, what the fuck is that shit called? I lost it.
Nice.
So we got a shot.
Dr. Manhattan in them.
Oh, Watchmen?
Yes. Oh. I couldn't remember the name. I was like something with a watch, a clock. I don't know. Doomsday clock. I don't fucking know.
So there's like an AA group for like victims of superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
And one guy had he was dating a superhero that could use ice.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they were having sex, when she climaxed, she froze while he was still in her, and it snapped off. Yeah.
Woo! Oh, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It could be worse. It could be like that one movie with Uma Thurman, Super X or some shit like that. Where she gets upset. She gets upset with that dude. She throws a shark through his fucking
yeah. Oh, yeah. What was that movie called?
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
She had
I remember
superpowers
that.
and he was dating her, and then he wanted to break up, and she just fucking goes insane, throws a fucking shark in his apartment.
Yeah.
And the guy, and her supervillain just loved, like, wanted to be with her and shit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he ends up dating the other girl who was, like, genetically modified to fight her and shit. I was like...
Yeah, I forget what it's
That
called.
movie was funny, though. It was good. I liked it.
So he also asks, what were any video games, mangas, TV shows, etc. that you just dropped? What's the reason?
Attack on Titan.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
No. Terraform Mars.
Oh, yeah, Terraform Mars is the big boy.
I dropped Terraform Mars because I didn't understand, like, the timeline, because it's like, oh no, this is happening on Mars.
They've been on Earth all along.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, what? I was like, since when? And that's why I dropped.
Out of here.
That's why I dropped that. You know what else I kind of dropped though? I hate to admit it, I dropped Natsu no Taizai.
Yeah.
I dropped it because it was starting to get to a point where it's like, oh no, he doesn't want to do this, but now he has to do this to save her, and it's like, but she doesn't want him to do this, and the other demon's like, but we need this guy, and he's like, well, I'm doing it for her, and I'm like, bro, either you do or you don't, bro. At this point, I'm kind of out of it, dude.
I watched Sword Art Online. Did that love bullshit.
I just watched the first episode
After
of
that-
Sword Art. I watched the first episode of Sword Art.
After that,
and
it
I
was
I
like,
don't
it's
know.
over. I know. After that, it was like the series doesn't continue. It's like when Steve left Blue's Clues. You can't do it.
Yeah, you really. I mean,
No.
you kid.
No.
That's like if they
Not in this household.
No,
Brittany.
that's like if they went and did.
What's that? What, the what?
No, that's like if they did a sequel to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I wouldn't watch that shit, dude. Which, speaking of which,
Didn't they?
that movie. I think that movie comes out this month. I'm gonna cry.
Which movie? What?
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Oh, for real?
With Tom Hanks?
Yeah, dude. Have you seen the trailer? It's like a little segue, but have you seen the trailer? He looks dead on him, bro. I cheered up when I was watching. I was like, dude, no. But
I see that.
you know what else I dropped though too? I gave it. I tried to give it a second chance. I tried to watch Boruto and I tried to watch Super, and I just couldn't. I honestly, I gave it the college try. Super made me so mad because like I was watching it
Look
and then
how
like,
they massacred my boy.
bro.
Don't get me started, dog.
Dude, I was trying to watch it. I really did. And I was watching it, and I thought to myself, because I seen the ending, and I was like, none of this shit even matters, dude. Like, the way it ends made me upset, too. And and then Boruto, I'm just like, dude, it's over. There's nobody else for you guys to fight. And then when
there is, though.
They're like, but her clan was on the moon. I'm like, stop.
The whole Kaguya stuff?
Yeah,
that stuff's over.
Then they're gonna be
now.
like, oh no, the next enemy's like, oh no, they hail from Mars. I'm like, how do you niggas don't even have spaceships to go to these planets? What are you talking about?
Did you not watch,
like,
if you watch Naruto, the movie?
No, I didn't watch the last one.
So it's involving the Hyuga clan, right?
The true clan.
And
the true clan to the least.
so they have to go underground to go find this person, and he's like this ancient enemy or whatever. He's from the Hyuga clan, and his plan is to use, I forget what his thing is, but he's trying to take over the world kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they keep going underground, and then they enter, I think, like a castle or something or whatever in this giant cave. And the next thing you know, they wind up on the moon, right? Oh, because the moon is being pulled in. It's going to crash into Earth, right? And so what is the Raikage's plan? Well, they have a cannon built, right? Like everybody's all hooked in. It charges a chakra, and they're going to blow up the moon, right? And before, when they're charging it to shoot, I think Kakashi looks up, and he's just like, is that the nine-tailed fox on the moon? Like Naruto and them somehow wound up on the moon, and they're fighting this bad guy. It gets, it's ridiculous.
What turned me off for Boruto? Sasuke was still a dick. He didn't want to deal with his child. Basically, they're just, it's just like recycled content. You know what I'm trying to say? Because if you look at Naruto from the beginning and look at Boruto, it's the same thing. His son, typical loser. You know.
No, it's not 1-to-1 with Naruto.
It's damn near, dude. It's damn near 1-to-1. The only difference is the attitudes. Be honest. Choji's daughter is kind of like Choji. salad.
Yeah, it's salad. It's salad.
Salad with daddy issues is Sasuke, but you know, reverse is like, instead of like, I hate my brother, but I love my dad, but he doesn't love me. I'm like, what is going on here, dude? And then Sakura takes like the biggest fucking L, like, no, your dad loves you, and she gets all hurt, like, I think he does. I'm like, stop, dude, like, I don't fucking know anymore. It just upsets me, bro. Like, just make a movie and call it a day.
Oh, I mean,
bro.
well, there's interesting stuff going on in Boruto right now.
Like,
well, the whole thing. The new enemies, they don't use chakra. They use karma. Now it's this new thing, and
you're kidding, right?
no. And then
So when they say karma's a bitch, now they have like a physical way to prove it. It's like, haha, it's like some guys like this, like somebody's gonna hit him with like some guy with like fucking the fucking Rasengan, right? The guys will get hit. He's gonna look up at Naruto and smile, be like, "That's negative karma, bro." And then fucking just does like the same attack, but just like dark. Should I stop? Because I'm just getting like irritated.
and plus, well, all the new ninja tech is interesting.
I don't know. Like I said, it just, like to me, the ending was great. If they would have ended Naruto with
yeah, I mean, you don't have to read Boruto at all. Like,
I know. I'm just saying, but like the fact that they tried to keep the whole like Naruto ninja concept going, it's kind of like, what was the point of like ending it with the Great Ninja War when it could have just been like, you know, like it could have been like Madara's like, all right, bro, like fuck this, and just leaves, you know what I mean, or some shit like that. And then they could be like, okay, cool, you know, we defeated Madara, but it's like he could have been like hiding somewhere the whole time, you know, that could have been his clone just dicking around, and it could have been, you know, they could have kept it going like that. But the fact that there's like, okay, this is the end, we enter the new era of peace, and like not even like, I would say not even like 5 years into the, like maybe like a couple years after the kids are born, like more threats show up. I'm like, but you guys are all like, what was the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the next chapter in the Naruto universe.
I just feel like it kind of undermines everything they did. It's like, you didn't, it's kind of like one of those things like this. Like, if I had to be honest, it's like, how did you niggas not know? You know what I'm trying to say? With the Hyuga guy, he's like, how did these niggas not know he was underground the whole time and posing a threat? How did these niggas not know that these motherfuckers were on the moon? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you have to have people, like, scanning for this shit, like, on a daily. You know what I'm trying to say?
Uh-huh.
That's all I'm saying. It just kind of undermines everything that they just did to, like, well, no, these niggas were underground. It's like, how many times you guys went underground and nobody saw this coming? Or, you know what I mean? Like, how come, like, they're waiting until now to, like, bring up, like, oh, well, hey, guys, like, there's this asshole that used to be part of our clan. He's kind of a dick. You know, he's underground. It's like, why didn't you tell us this before? You know what I mean? Or why didn't Zetsu run into him when he had his whole clan, like his whole army hiding underground?
Anime. Yeah.
Just saying.
It's anime. There's been plenty of times where I wanted to drop stuff, but like Bleach. But I'm like, you know what? I've been in this for so long.
I have to be honest.
I just can't.
I accepted the first ending where he just does the final Getsuga. He loses power and he goes back to school. I'm like, that was a cool ending.
It's
you
a
know?
good ending, yeah.
I would have accepted that. You know, like it could have been okay. What I didn't accept was the second ending where it's all like, when that guy had a dream and he couldn't see the future, he's like, oh, is this what you saw? I was like, how do you see everything but you didn't see this? My nigga, did you blink? Did you fucking like wake up mid-dream? You know what I mean? But I'm glad that the good thing about Bleach, I would have to say, I learned a lot of Spanish.
I learned a lot of Spanish, a little bit of German.
For real, dude.
You know, yeah.
I was learning things in Spanish I didn't know existed, bro. Like, who would have thought you could learn Segundo and Tapa from watching the emo guy go from like total badass to emo bat? And he had a kid, and his kid had powers, and they ended it on that note. Like, fuck this. The guy's like, no, I'm not doing this again, bro.
All right, so Mark sent another email. I think this was last week and a half ago.
Jesus, Danny.
It's been a while since we sat down. But he goes on and asks, he says, they're buying a lot of Doujin since Comic Cat.
Move. Very great move.
Danny, Jay got off his phone like, Doujins? I'm a Doujin connoisseur. You guys fucking ruined it for me, bro.
And they're Okay, hold on.
You guys know what you guys recommended to me.
Everybody has. That's mandatory.
You have to read
reading.
it.
That's why I don't read it now.
Just to read. Exactly, bro.
Should I-
You know how deep the rabbit hole can go. And it could go further.
Oh, jeez.
You know, if there were Spark Notes, we could have
Bro.
we could have gave you the Spark Notes, but you know. I say he's been doing that, and then he says, yeah, D23 did pass, and it got me thinking of some questions, he says. So this one, he says, with MK and Smash being an example of any character / movie star can join, what fanfic character from any media do you want in what fighting game? And that's a good question.
Dude, that's a good meme question. No, it's just... Okay.
Dude, let me get them Sonic OCs.
Well, exactly, but honestly...
if I had to be completely honest, like for a crossover, you know who I think would do good? If Marvel put like Wolverine or Blade in Mortal Kombat. I'd be okay with that. Like, you know, like if they put like Blade.
No,
I know it's not gonna
yeah.
happen, but he said if it could, that'd be pretty dope. Or you know what?
Wolverine for sure.
Like, you know how they put they put Akuma in Tekken?
Yeah.
Like, I would have been okay if they would have put like, you know, like Ryu too, you know what I mean? Or like
Ryu,
instead of Akuma, if they put Ryu, makes sense, you know, like, cause you know he's always like roaming around looking for the next best fight.
Yeah.
Same thing with Akuma, like it makes sense for either character, but like if they added somebody kind of like that into Mortal Kombat, it's like, oh shit, I heard about your like, you know, defending Earthrealm or some shit, or like even if they put Akuma in fucking Mortal Kombat, you know how dope that would be? Like Shao Kahn is like, oh bro, like we're losing, and like Akuma just like I'm summoning somebody else, and like Akuma just falls through a portal, like right before he punches like Ryu, and it's like he just pops through a portal, and he's all like, bro, like you seem evil, like help me kick this nigga's ass. He just turns around, just fucking demon on his back.
Cool? They put Spawn in MK. Wait. Fuck!
Yeah,
You're stupid.
Yeah,
You know what'd be cool? If they
Don't you fucking say another
If they put Terry in Smash. Wait.
Terry Bogard?
Yeah, dude.
Speaking of which, that trailer was dope.
You mean,
That trailer was fucking dope, dude.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, All Stars 2.
Just have that shit up all
was-
together.
that
Just have a revamp,
That
dude.
shit was dope, though, that trailer, because they were showing a lot of good characters that they could have put in
Dude, they were
Smash,
teasing
dude.
so hard.
Like,
yeah.
when they showed Geese, I was like, no way.
I was like, hold on.
And then he falls off, and then when they showed Iori, I was like, oh, dude, I'm about to buy Smash today, and he misses it, and I was like,
Check, please.
where's that check? I'm out.
I mentioned it before. Would love to see Kratos hop back again in either like Soul Calibur or Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
That would be good.
I would say Soul Calibur.
Put
Probably Soul
Nightmare
Calibur.
in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Nightmare would.
Ooh, yeah.
Nightmare would fit too. Just because it, like he's, you know, just because like the whole magic thing, because he's
Okay.
sick free.
Here's something that I noticed, and this might be a little off topic from the question, but you know how like, so you know how like in the intro for Smash, like the new one, like, all the master hands like turn into light, and then they just like go and start fucking annihilating everybody.
Yeah.
They never show Mario or Luigi, right?
They show Mario.
No, but I know they show them there, but they show everybody get knocked out, but they don't show Mario or Luigi get knocked out, like by the light.
Oh, yeah.
You know how Kirby's the only one left over and shit like that?
Because it's Sakurai. Yeah.
Dude,
It makes sense though.
my guy. So, I want to see somebody animate that shit. Like, they're like the last two besides Kirby. They're the last two out just fighting for their fucking lives and damn near just like missing everyone. And then Luigi gets out and Mario's like, no! And then he does.
That's pretty dark.
Yeah, bro.
For Nintendo, that'd be pretty fucking dark.
That's why I'm saying somebody else animated.
Yeah,
Someone's gonna do it.
yeah.
Let me see Luffy and Toriko up in Fighters. I think Fighters would be a good one to have jump crossovers.
Yeah, because
see, if we're
the
doing
art,
that.
the art style. But
Have Goku in Mortal Kombat. No, dude.
it would make sense.
I would like, yeah, Luffy in there for sure. I just want a One Piece fighting game, please.
Like an actual fighting game.
Like Tekken
Actual
style.
One Piece.
Yeah.
That would fit.
Or
Honestly, like DBZ
or
Fighter
like
style, I'll be down with that
or
too.
like Blaze Blue
Yeah.
style.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
2D,
like that.
the 2D.
Yeah.
I'd fuck with that too.
Or I'd get a DMC style One Piece game. I think that would fit pretty good.
Fast paced.
Bro, give me Doom Guy and Blaze Blue.
It makes sense because remember the whole thing he's trying to do is a revive Ouroboros anyway, so it would make sense.
Dude, let
why
me
Doom
get
Guy would
some
show up.
anime swordsmen in Samurai Showdown. I think that
Afro.
put in Afro, put in Kenshin.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if people still are, you know.
Put Harada in Tekken.
Put Harada in Tekken.
Low key, he's probably gonna put himself in the DLC. Hey, for some odd reason, he's gonna make it like 10 G's to put himself in the game. So that way it's like a joke, but if somebody actually buys it, he's like, oh shit, he refunds the money. No, dude, it's a joke. Calm down.
Dude, just to spite Adam, bro. Put Steve from Minecraft in Smash.
He does not want Steve in Minecraft. Or from Minecraft and Smash. It's hilarious.
Cause Julian brought up a good point, dude. Smash is a community game about like video games, bro. It's a celebration
Where
of a video game.
gamers truly rise.
Dude,
Bro.
Let's be honest.
So why not throw fucking Steve from Minecraft
I
in there?
would even settle for him being a fucking a skin for like the fighter, for the Mii fighter, the sword fighter. I would settle for that too.
Yeah.
No, but you know how much tech he could have, dude? Oh, it's so stupid. They should put Banjo in Smash.
He's out
low
today.
Low key, Steve's down B would just like be like a crafting table, and they could just like pull like things out of it, like a chest, and just pull things out of it.
That was funny today. Somebody tweeted at Harada and like 2 other people, and they were just like, "Yeah, you want your characters in Smash? Hit up Sakurai 1v1 them in Smash or whatever." And Harada retweeted it. He's like, "I'm sorry, who are you? Let me remind you something. Don't ask me for shit."
For real?
Yeah,
So
dude,
savage,
Harada's the best.
bro.
Every time I see him
Fucking love that
at
guy.
Evo, he's always wearing that shirt where it says "Don't ask me for shit."
Oh, dude.
Harada doesn't give a damn.
He knows. He knows you niggas are gonna buy Tekken.
It's on sale right now.
Fuck.
Hey, he knows.
Tomorrow's payday.
He knows. As long as he keeps making Tekken, you're gonna buy it.
Bro, if he puts himself in Tekken, I'm gonna fucking buy it. On the spot.
For 10 G's.
Dude.
Take out a
bro.
look. Take out a look.
Not even for Negan. But for Harada, the man himself, who was at the
I
Evo,
totally
who the man
forgot
himself-
Negan is in
Bro, the man
How can you
himself,
forget?
the man himself
Huh?
was in his own fucking fighting game tournament. No. He was in the Evo fighting game tournament
Oh,
fighting
dude,
with
if
his own
Harada
game, dude.
mains Harada,
Gives us the best
Fucking mind
to
explosion,
like
dude.
one like.
hey, Harada's model, they made it for the Negan, one of the Negan trailers.
Oh yeah.
it was
They
that
made a
cutscene where he's
model,
like, Harada, I've been hearing these problems about DLC. I'm gonna release on time, right? It's so good, man.
Dude,
God, I love
I
Tekken.
still can't.
That was so stupid. I loved it, dude.
Remember,
Oh
Danny?
my God.
Remember I told you, Danny? It's not like it's like when he got Negan. It was like, they went to a summit, right? I was telling Dan this one day. It was like a summit between like all the companies and their fighting games, right? And it's like, all right, guys, we gotta agree on like characters we can and cannot use. And Harada's already like signing a paper, and Negan's behind him. What? And there's like, you son of a bitch! And they're all scrambling to get characters. And you see Mortal Kombat sign a thing, they get spawned, and like Capcom's like, shit! Like they're all just freaking. Like as it goes down the line, like, they're freaking out like who they can grab next. It's crazy. But speaking of which, I seen that interview with I think it was Seth, the guy who created Spawn.
Oh,
Seth
Killian McFarlane? Yeah, Todd McFarlane.
Todd McFarlane.
Dude, I love. He's like they had him when they got Spawn. They had him on the creative team, so they were asking him like, "Hey, is this bloody enough? Is this like dope enough?" And he's like, I did not believe how many people on the creative team were fans of Spawn and they could recite like certain like events and shit. He's like, dude, it was really nice. I'm like, see, that's the reason why it worked, because he was like with the team, like, he's pretty much like the final guy, like, yay, no, you know what I mean? I thought that was pretty cool, dude. And the other one was like, yo, bro, I still like the shit from Mortal Kombat. That's because we put Spawn in Mortal Kombat. We still have rights for that.
Right.
We can do that?
he forgot that they had like that the little window to use them, and they just like, oh shit's already done, dude.
Yeah. So he also says, with Marvel, they're doing DLC for their movies now. Because, the extended cut of Far From Home is coming out, which adds one extra scene, which is already going to be on the Blu-ray anyways, so what's the point? Kind of thing. What movie would you like to have for DLC? Is there something you wish that was more fleshed out in extra scenes in films? There's a lot of stuff I wanted to add in Logan, for sure. I wanted to see Rogue come back.
Mhm.
Rogue is the person that these kids were trying to go to across the border. I think that would have been really great. Like, she would have been there at the funeral, too. Would have been so good.
Like
Sabretooth would have been good. Old man Sabretooth,
Sabretooth when he's older, and then like, or when he's dead, or like when he's like right there, and they like, they put the rocks on them, like after everybody leaves, like it could have been like her and like him and Rogue just showing up, and be like, oh, this is where the, this is where the kids.
Yeah, like if they didn't do X-24, I would have wanted them to had like Old Man Sabretooth, like all experimented on, brainwashed kind of thing. You know, that would have been great to see. It would have been so.
Our old man, the old men.
Yeah, get
old
Leaf Schreider.
fucking old men, like all the Brotherhood. He's like blobble old and he's like skin's all saggy and shit, like an old folks home for the gifted. Dude, that was some shit. The old folks home for the gifted. You see Juggernaut in the wheelchair. I'm the Juggernaut. And he's all like bumping into people.
Before the whole fiasco with the Spider-Man, I was really hoping for the multiverse to like actually be a thing instead of being one big fat old lie from Jake Gyllenhaal.
It's been confirmed since Doctor Strange. People keep forgetting
that what
the multiverse is a thing in the MCU.
Which is really dope because I was watching a video for by Comics Explained.
That's what I'm saying. I wish they would have delved more into it instead of.
Well, we'll see with Doctor Strange. We'll see with Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, because this is like his next.
Oh well, plus
the different Spider-Man.
The Loki TV series is multiverse. It's during Endgame, right when Loki leaves with the Tesseract. That's what that show's going to be about. So.
But
that's technically multiverse.
But like I said, though, but that opens up possibilities because I was watching the video earlier today about from Comics Explained talking about the Beyonders. And they're talking about like how like the cosmic cubes are actually like siphoning energy from the Beyonders universe, and the Beyonders basically created like set up these events to create the Molecule Man because he takes some of the power, and the rest of it gets dispersed in the universe. So it's like. It always happens. So basically, they're setting up to the movie where they can bring in the Beyonders, Eternity, Infinity, the Living Tribunal, the One Above All, and the recent, I don't know if you've seen, or read it, where Hulk ends up in hell, and he meets, the One Below All, and it's like their version of the devil, but you never see his face. He's they kind of give that explanation, like, it was gamma rays, but it's like, that dude's like, no, it was me. I need you. Your body, because you're the only person in existence as of like that. That's not a cosmic entity that I can take over and like suffice. That's why the Hulk always like protects him. It's kind of like that shit was like Ichigo, like the Hollow kept protecting him because that's his true power. Like the One Below, I was like, nah, nigga, that's me. That's the reason why Hulk is like damn near immortal because I need to keep you alive in order for me to if I ever want to leave hell, I can use your body as a gateway or use your body to take over to wreak hell to call hell on earth. And I was like. But the multiverse confirmed that, like you said in that, but that brings a lot of possibilities because that means like they can do like a lot, even with the Fantastic Four where they fucked like was the Secret Wars 2 where like the multiverse was like in danger and shit. And I was like,
oh, like the recent Secret Wars? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they, well, they kind of, Fantastic Four just checked out when all that shit was going down. Like they were like, Reed and Sue took, their kids. And they just went outside of the universes, which is whatever.
But remember, their son is the strongest ever. The strongest mutant ever.
Yeah, he could warp reality. Yeah.
He's the strongest mutant ever. Can't stop.
I wish they would just, like, have this universe end in the MCU and then let's just do Ultimate Universe.
Dude.
That would have been pretty good.
You know how they could end this one? Like, on some real shit? Because, once again, shouts out to Comics Explained. The Marquis of Death. Where he shows up and he keeps asking Reed Richards the same question in every universe, and the answer has always been no, and he just waves his hand, destroys the universe, and moves on to the next one to keep asking the same question, which is really fucked up. They can end it like that, just like they're in universes, like he's like some shit, just Marquis the Death shows up and is like, hey Reed, I'll spare a universe if you just kill this dude right now. And he's all like, no. Sucks. And just waves he just waves his fucking head.
Yeah, as far as other movies, I just think, I just would like movies to be longer. Because there's some movies where I watch and I'm like, that's just too short. Like a 90-minute film, I think sometimes it can be too short for me. So I would like to get that extended.
When it comes to comic book movies, yeah. I'm totally with that. Make it a little longer so that we can flesh it out more. Because, like, perfect example, like Suicide Squad, there was like this, they felt like a lot of that movie was like, we gotta rush the plot. You know what I mean? We gotta rush it to get to the end versus them kind of like, adding little extra scenes here and there to kind of like flush the movie out. Same thing with Batman versus Superman. It's like, it just felt so rushed. You know what I mean? Or the Justice League. It just felt rushed, you know? Yeah. More scenes. I'm already paying $12, my nigga. You might as well just give me the little extra hour of content.
Yeah, there's usually just most of the time with films, I'm pretty satisfied with it. Sometimes it's like you could cut stuff out is my main thing, for sure. Just like the Hobbit trilogy, somebody cut it down to 1 4.5 hour movie, closer to the books. And I haven't watched it yet, but it's probably better than the trilogy itself. Yeah.
Cast the ring, Spider-Man.
So he has one more thing, and I guess that could start off the main episode. So thanks, Mark, for emailing us as always. Really appreciate it. And he says, P.S. I'm kind of glad that that the MCU is losing Spider-Man, because I never liked the high school Spider-Man. I saw both movies and was just kind of bored of them. Your thoughts?
I can agree with that.
I don't mind Tom Holland.
I feel the first one was kind of all over the place. Cause, you know, he had like one main crush, and then it switched to Mary Jane out of nowhere, which was Zendaya's character. And I was like, whatever happened to that? I was like, you took that girl to the prom, what? And it's like, you know, when and Far From Home, is what I'm saying, but like, it's like, if you like Mary Jane from the get-go.
It's, Far From Home, and just being, and it's like,
Far From Home was good.
Well, the thing with Spider-Man is, Spider-Man's a big thing, right? Spider-Man's this huge franchise, huge character, so there's a huge fan base that expects a lot of things. There's like a checklist for Spider-Man fans, right? And so
top of the list, Uncle Ben's dead.
I like the Peter Parker from Into the Spider-Verse.
The blonde one?
The first one.
Yeah, did you know that's Chris Pine who voiced him?
Oh,
yeah.
for real?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. He did a good voice for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like that's the one.
That's a good Spider-Man. That's like PS4 Spider-Man.
That nigga.
But see, here's my problem,
that
right?
I do like.
I always hear people say like, oh,
like adults.
PS4 Spider-Man was better for me emotionally than Far From Home and Homecoming. I'm like, well, that's not fair, because we're dealing with a young Peter Parker versus a seasoned Peter Parker, right?
A little seasoning in there.
I don't know if you've seen it, Akil.
Hey, salty.
Have you seen this video going around where it was I don't know if you saw like the Far From Home trailer, has Tom Holland saying like spoilers for Endgame. They used that clip and they deep faked him with Tobey Maguire's face. And if you look at it, it's like that really does look like the PS4 Spider-Man. If you look at it, yeah. So Insomniac, they know what they're doing. Boy.
But if I had to be honest though, I do agree with that whole like younger Spider-Man, because it's like, I get it. You want to appeal to a younger generation, but the people who kind of grew up and made Spider-Man like a fan favorite, they're getting older. It's not like we can't. I can't relate to a high school Spider-Man, because it's like the older Spider-Man is like, I get it. You know, you got out. You know, even if he was in college, like, you know, the Tobey, like, you know.
Like Spider-Man 2?
Yeah, you know, when he's in college, I can relate to that, because, you know, like, we're still in that kind of, like, crisp era of, like, people still going to college. You know, we have friends that still go to college. I can relate to that, you know, people struggling, you know, with that shit. But the fact that they keep making them young just to appeal, they just, like, they need to stick to a storyline and just they just need to, for me, for Spider-Man, they need to stick to a storyline and keep it, like, with Ultimate Spider-Man, you know, when they, not Ultimate, yeah, I think it was Ultimate Spider-Man.
No, he was a kid in Ultimate.
No, what's his Spider-Man?
We have, the
second Spider-Man.
In the comics?
No, in the movies.
Yeah. Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah, when they did with the Amazing one.
Andrew Garfield?
Yeah, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I really fucked with that movie, because it was like, dude, like, this is dope. Like, you know, you're pretty much out of school, you know, you're just doing your own thing.
Yeah,
but then when they went back to like, oh, he's in school again, and it's like,
okay, so I think part of it, is because the most iconic moments with Spider-Man is him in high school. The whole point of Spider-Man is he's struggling because he's so young, right? But he has to deal with being an actual superhero, which is like adult responsibilities and all that. And people just want it to be right, and they want the actor to actually look the part, right? Because Tobey was like, in his 30s, I think, when when Spider-Man happened, and then Garfield.
I'm gonna dip out.
I'm gonna dip out.
Yeah, I gotta go to therapy.
This is your therapy.
we're helping you.
And then, so we have him as a kid now. you know, and people like that. And plus, it's also weird because this is the first young hero in the MCU, and they kind of handled it okay. There's a lot of problems. I like Homecoming, and Far From Home has some good stuff, but yeah, I do have problems with Holland as Spider-Man. I like Holland as Spider-Man, but the decisions Marvel made was, yeah.
Like I said, I'm not the hugest Spider-Man fan, but it's like let me like clear the slate. Like, he's not a bad Spider-Man. He's not. Tom Holland is not bad at all. Like, he got it down, you know, the voice, you know, everything, you know, like the kind of like, you know, the way he portrays Spider-Man. But it's just like that whole thing. It's like the creative direction of Spider-Man. It's like, how many times do we have to watch him struggle through high school? Or how many times, like, you guys are going to keep recycling the same formula? You know what I'm trying to say? Oh, yeah, like, even from the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, it's like, I like, it was us. Like, you know, we were like, oh shit, like, you know, this is our Spider-Man. That's why, like, I liked him as Spider-Man and as Peter Parker. Like, Tobey Maguire was good. You know what I mean? But it's like, how many times you guys are going to keep, like, bringing, like, each section of Spider-Man had, like, different villains, but it's kind of like the same, like, you guys are just kind of, like, throwing the same shit at us, you know? Like, the first Spider-Man was, like, you had Green Goblin, which is an iconic villain for Spider-Man, you know? Second movie, second iconic Doc Ock. Third one,
yeah.
They could have taken out, to me, they could have taken out Hobgoblin, and they could have taken out, Venom.
Venom, yeah.
And kept Sandman. Because Sandman is like a good villain, you know? He's like, he's not like the most like, oh shit, like, you know, he's here, but it's like, you know, he was decent, you know? He was like a decent villain. Yeah. And then in Amazing Spider-Man, you know, you had Shocker, and then you had, Shocker was the second one. You had fucking Lizard Man in the first
Electro.
one. Electro, my bad. Yeah. You had Electro in the second one.
And Rhino and Green Goblin.
And, and then you had Lizard Man, you know, in the first one, which was like, oh shit, now you're bringing up more like the people that kind of gave him more trouble. And in this one, you had like Vulture. And in the new Spider-Man, you had Vulture, you had Shocker, and then you had fucking,
they set up Scorpion at the end of Homecoming.
They set up Scorpion, they set up Scorpion, and then you had Mysterio, you know, they added all these people, but it's like, to me, it's kind of like, you guys keep rebooting it to the point where like, none of these characters are going to be that much of a threat to Spider-Man if they keep showing up in different universes, you know what I mean? It's like, if Marvel makes the decision to go on, you know, like, so, cause Sony has the rights to Spider-Man in the franchise, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, if they keep going on with like this using the same people, like, you know, like if they can use like, you know, Shocker, Electro, Scorpion, if they set up a Sinister Six movies with those same actors, I'm like, okay, and they bring Tom Holland over to like the Venomverse, you know, cause they already did the Venom movie, which a lot of people said was like, the mixed reviews, but personally, I liked it.
Oh, Venom's great. It's a good time.
You know, I fucking liked it. You know, storyline, it was funny. It was good, you know?
Yeah.
If they move on to that and they start bringing these characters in, I'm like, okay, I can keep fucking with Spider-Man, but like I said, my gripe is like, I'm tired of you guys resetting it, and it's like, oh, we're gonna bring these new set of villains in, but they're not gonna be here long enough to be a threat to Spider-Man, to where like, it's like, I'm worried, you know what I mean? It's gonna be like,
you just don't want to see all these villains come back, basically.
No, right? I want them to come back, but I don't want them to come back in like Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It's like, oh, we got these 6. Adam, whatever, something Spider-Man. We got these 6. And it's like, dude, one of these other guys gonna show. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it just, I don't know. Like I said, my gripe is just the fact, like, I can't relate to Spider-Man. I can't keep relating to Spider-Man. It's like every 3 movies they just reset everything and just like bring new villains and make none of the other shit matter.
Well, I mean, Amazing Spider-Man was just Sony failing to understand how to set up a universe.
Yeah.
And then they just didn't want to do Spider-Man 4, unfortunately, with Tobey. So, yeah. And then now that it's Marvel's turn, they want to do it their way, which it's definitely interesting to see Vulture and Mysterio. You know, and to see how great those villains were in the movies. Those are the highlights.
Even when Shocker was just barely starting out, that was pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like, showing like how he got his start because of Vulture. You know what I mean? And it's like, they were setting up a Sinister Six. You know what I mean? Because you already got you got those two, and then the second one, you have Mysterio.
Well, you had 3 at the end of Homecoming with Shocker, Vulture, and Scorpion.
Yeah, and then you had, and then Far From Home, you just had Mysterio.
You just had Mysterio,
which still sets up, because remember, he exposed his identity, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, I'm ready for the advancement. I'm ready to start seeing like in the comics, the other versions of Spider-Man. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Not like different.
Like Miles Morales?
No. Not like different Spider-Man. I'm just starting. I want to see like, even though the story kind of sucks, like Spider-Man's One More Day. I don't know if you ever you never seen that one where he makes a deal. He makes a deal because Aunt May's dying, and he makes a deal with Mephisto. Like, I'll keep her alive, but you're gonna lose everything. Like, he lost Mary Jane. Like, she's gonna have a kid, and like he just basically like everything he built up with Mary Jane kind of went away, so he can keep Aunt May alive. And he was okay with that because that's when he meets the one above all. And the one above all was like, he's talking to Spider-Man like, hey, you know who I am. And he's all like, and Spider-Man had a feeling like, cause like the story, like he met him in the alley and he was Spider-Man. But the one above all was like, hey, Peter Parker. He's like, how the fuck do you know? And he's like, come on, bro. You know who I am. And he starts to get this feeling like, oh shit, like basically you're God. You know what I mean? Marvel's version of God is one above all. Like, I want to see that. I want to see it progress versus like regressing, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I don't want to keep seeing Spider-Man go through high school. I don't want to see him go through college. I want to see him where he's seasoned, where he's been doing this for a couple years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or he's been doing this for like 15 years. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing with Miles Morales, like if the way they set it up was like, if they would have set it up like that, like where it's like Spider-Man's getting older and like, like he meets Miles and shit like that, like, like just bumps into the kid. I'll be okay with that. Like, okay, so now they're like if they set it to where they're gonna pass it off and he gets older, you know what I mean? And they set up like movies like where, like shit happens in Spider-Man, shit gets really real in Spider-Man, but they just keep resetting it to the high school days. I'm just like, come on, bro.
Well, and then that's the checklist with Spider-Man is you have to do certain things that that is mandatory, I guess, from the fans. So high school being one of them, which is unfortunate. And that's why Far From Home has like that whole rushed romance with MJ because like, well, we have to have them together, because we didn't set that up in the last movie, and it's like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Like I said, like the transition between the first girl he liked, then all of a sudden to Mary Jane, and what made it weird for me was like, in Far From Home, they made it seem like he had a crush on her for years. You know what I mean? When the last movie, you were crushing on the other girl. You know what I'm trying to say? It was just, like you said, it was just rushed and it just felt like really weird. Like, you didn't like show none of that in like the last movie.
And that's the problem with the MCU as a whole, is that we do miss certain key points, right? Because it only was like maybe a few months before Infinity War happened, and then the 5-year jump. And then it wasn't even that long after that when he was seeing MJ, and then MJ brings out the whole like, yeah, I've actually been watching you for a while because I have this thing for you, and it's like, well, we don't really get a feel of that.
Yeah. Like I said, it just kind of happened out of nowhere, you know what I mean? And what kind of even made it weirder for me was that whole bridge scene. Sorry, spoiler alert, when she's all like, when she told him that, she's like, oh, because I thought you were Spider-Man. And I was like, so he's like, you knew? And she's like, well, I had an idea. And I was like, huh? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no indication in the first movie that she was even remotely anywhere where, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it was just weird. It was weird.
Yeah, it's
But as for him being out of the MCU, I would say it's like, I'm 50-50. I'm on the fence. Because like a lot of shit that involved Spider-Man, they're gonna have to work around it, and then they can't mention him in future movies.
Yeah, so everybody, I just want to clear it up again, because people have probably seen it, but yeah, everybody's blaming Sony for this decision, and to the point where like there's all these memes, which are okay, they're memes, but everybody's really hating on Sony.
But it's not even their fault.
And it is not their fault, no. And the scary thing too is that I did see some articles saying, well, how long until Disney buys Sony? So that way they could have Spider-Man back, kind of thing. Which is like, that's a pretty scary idea if people are just like, well, let them just buy Sony. It's like, you don't want that.
No, I don't think they can. Because I don't think they could acquire Sony.
Yeah, but just the idea of that?
Well, yeah, just the idea. But then again, it was like Disney would literally have to step out of the range to outsell Sony. Because remember, a lot of people don't realize Sony does more than just make video game. Like, does more.
Well, they would just buy the movie area, just like with Fox. Fox sold the entertainment stuff, and they kept the news and the sports.
Yeah, like if Sony wanted to, I would say just to kind of give Disney the monopoly that they desperately want, so they can run into the ground. I would say Sony should be just like, Sony should make that move. Like, hey, bro, like, you know, like, hey, bro, like, take whatever we have that belongs to Marvel in one sweet package, and Sony should be done with it. You know what I mean? Sony should stick to like what they know. Like, they're not good. They're not really good at making like superhero movies, but some of their other movies are not bad. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But I'm saying like they should honestly just be like, hey, fuck it, Marvel, you become whole. Take all our characters that we bought from Marvel, like when Marvel was, because remember, at one point in time, Marvel almost didn't exist.
Yeah, they almost went bankrupt.
They almost went bankrupt.
That's why we're in the situation we're in now.
Yeah, and then that's why a lot of like, that's like Fox, Sony, and like what
Universal.
Like some other, and like I think it's like what I think it's like one more other company that owns like certain characters from Marvel, because the
only people that are left is Universal. They have Hulk and they have Namor, and then it's just Sony with Spider-Man.
So I think
that's it.
So it's like basically they should like Universal and Sony should just like, yo, bro, you guys want to buy these characters back? Here's a number we want. Take it. Take all rights, franchises, and be done with it. Because I feel like I don't know, like you said, the idea of like people saying like Disney should buy Sony is kind of like ridiculous. Like, you guys are really upset the fact everybody who's like against Sony should like see it from their point of view. Literally, my guy, you guys already made the movies. Your movies are good using the character we own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And why are you upset that we're telling you guys to pay for everything, but we just want a cut of what you make from the merchandise? You know what I'm trying to say? Like that to me that baffles me that people are that upset. Like, as a business deal, like, you guys pay for everything because you guys are gonna make the majority of the money. Just when the revenue from the merchandise, just give us our cut, and we call it even Stevens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Disney, being Disney, they're like, well, no, like, we want you guys to pay for half of it. Like, why would you, like, I look at it like this. We own the character, right? You want to put it in your multiverse, your universe that you're building up. Why would we have to pitch in for 50 if...
I think you might have it backwards, Zakil.
Or whatever.
Okay, the main contract was 6 movies with Spider-Man, 3 solo films, 3 MCU films.
Yeah.
Right? And we have 5 out of the 6 so far. And along with that deal is Disney would make 5% of the profit for ticket sales.
Yeah.
And Sony is funding these films.
Yeah.
And so they get 95% of box office, and then Disney gets merchandise, which is where the real money is kind of at. You know, because, you know, that's where all the merchandise makes so much money.
Like, let characters go to like games.
Like,
and shit.
yeah, like not even games, just like toys and stuff. Like you would see at like a Walmart,
like Legos,
like Legos too. Yeah,
the Lego verse is the best verse because they have everybody.
They got everybody, man.
Hey, low key, Lego verse is the best universe. They literally have everybody from everywhere.
And so, from now, after Far From Home, Disney wants to renegotiate to where they want to keep making more Spider-Man films, while they would go 50-50 on, I think, both
the production,
the cost and the profits, I think. And they want to do that. And being on Sony's side, this is their biggest cash cow. You know, it's their biggest franchise that they own. And Disney's already making a bunch of money from the toys.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that also counts. Merchandise counts, like, for Blu-rays and all that other stuff too.
I would say we should look into that because I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I'm not too sure where that goes.
I'm not sure. Because then again, it's like, then it comes down to it because like then who owns the the Blu-ray fucking. That's splitting hairs.
Yeah, so Sony
really
doesn't
at that point.
Sony doesn't want to do that because especially now because Far From Home made $1 billion. You know, and they took like about 95% of that, so that's pretty good, right? So they beat their cost and all that, and they're still planning this their Sonyverse, you know. So why would they compromise further into Marvel's ploy into it, you know? And then when they said no, Disney was kind of like, well, we don't want to. That's our only offer, kind of thing. And yeah, so far there hasn't been any other news, but yeah, Disney's just like, okay, if that's not going to work, then we're out. Sony's like, okay, that's fine. You know, and everybody's saying Sony because, you know, they made the smart decision. It's kind of crazy. And it's mainly people reading article titles, as it usually is. But low-key, I am kind of hyped to see Holland in Spider-Verse, or in the Sonyverse.
Yeah. I also like the fact that Tom Holland... If I had to be honest, it got out, to me, this whole debate got out of hand.
Oh, yeah, it exploded.
When it was announced, I was like, oh, that's crazy. You know, they're out of the multiverse. I took it as, like, maybe like it was a decision, like, you know, maybe it was a decision in the sense of, like, maybe, like, they were done. You know, like, maybe Marvel and Sony was like, hey, bro, like, we're kind of done with, like, you know, like this, like, because after Far From Home, like, even, like, when they... Is it Phase 5 now, or is it Phase 4?
We're in Phase 4.
When Phase 4 was announced, they were like, there was nothing with Spider-Man's, like, main name on it. So I thought maybe, like, Spider-Man's out of the multiverse is kind of like them saying, like, as of right now, we have no plans for him.
Well, Phase 4 is just kind of like a filler kind of thing. Because it's only 2 years, and none of the main players besides Doctor Strange is in it. So.
But that's what I was assuming. Like, it was kind of one of those deals where it's like, hey, he's out of the multiverse in the sense of, like, we have no plans.
Well, there was Spider-Man 3 was still on the table to be made. Yeah, which is what Far From Home sets up. And I was just thinking, like, man, how are they going to bring up the whole name reveal kind of thing in other movies? And I got confused, but I guess with the contract when they denied the renegotiation, that axed the Spider-Man 3. So I guess that's not going to be happening either. Oh. But I mean, we still have time until Disney either caves in or they have a different deal made up by then. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Feige and them are like freaking out right now.
I necessarily wouldn't say they're freaking out, but it's like I said, I took it as maybe like they were, like I said, they were done at the moment for Spider-Man. You know, like maybe like little name drops and like, you know, bring up the whole name reveal. You know, Peter Parker.
Yeah, I mean,
at the same time. But when it blew up and people were like, boycott Sony, and I was like, but like, that's when I was like, I drew the line. And then when I started seeing like posts where people were like, bring back Spider-Man or we're never gonna, I'm like, you guys are kind of like, you guys are acting childish because like you're not helping the situation. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be boycott anything. It should be like hashtag like reach a deal or some shit, like hashtag save Spider-Man's like. You know, it's like it could be any other hashtag, like, hey, like, you know, come up with an agreement, you know. And then when they started, like, when people started tweeting and like, and I think, and this was kind of like, no offense to the dude's family, but like, when his dad got on Twitter and he's like, bring our boy back to the universe, I'm like, bro,
who, Tom Holland's dad?
I think somebody's dad was like, like, bring our boy back to the. I was like, dude, your son is getting paid whether he's in the multiverse or not, like. What does it matter? Yeah, and then when Tom Holland tweeted, like, I think it was like 2 days ago or a day ago, he's all like, man, like, he's like, and you should see his tweet. He was like, bro, he's basically like, bro, Spider-Man's in good hands with Sony. Like, what do you got, like, basically, what are you guys tripping off of? Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, even he's not tripping off it because he gets paid, like, you know, like, it's kind of fucked up to say he gets paid either way. But at the same time, it's like, it's not that.
Well, plus people are, they keep bringing up the same things where it's just like, well, then Sony's gonna ruin him because look, they did Amazing Spider-Man series, Spider-Man 3, they did Venom, this and that, and I'm like, well, I mean, there's some good stuff in there. I liked Venom, like we said, and then they made Spider-Verse, which was fantastic. Venom. Yeah, Venom, and I'm hyped for Venom 2.
Dude, honestly, I am too, because that's what I'm saying. Like, it sets up for Sony to start this, like, even if it's not the Spider-Verse. The Spider-Man.
Oh, it's a Sonyverse.
The Sonyverse. But the fact that they got Carnage and Spider-Man.
Yeah. Venom versus Carnage. Just Venom 2.
And then they need Spider-Man to fucking stop Carnage because in the comics, That's how it happens. You know what I mean? That's the way the cookie crumbles, you know? I don't know. I think this year was kind of weird for like.
Yep. I think,
and the fact that Disney's shifting to TV shows on their own streaming service, I'm like, they have more than enough money to do this, bro. Like,
well, they're just, now they're like, we need to just stream as much content as we can. Especially now because after Endgame, you know, a lot of people are checking out.
Yeah.
You know? And then Star Wars is ending this year, so now they need more content for people to stick around. You know, that's kind of one of the main reasons why eventually they added the Far From Home trailer at the end of Endgame. You know, so that way, like, look, guys, we still have more movies for you to watch, kind of deal.
Yeah, because a lot of the TV shows, I'm not gonna lie, kind of don't look like worth investing time into. I would check out Moon Knight. I would check out a trailer for Moon Knight and see how that goes. But I think that's the only Marvel show I'm interested in. Yeah. You see what I mean? It's like the fact that a lot of shit you announce are TV shows.
Well, the main problem is they're doing stuff they should have done like 5 years ago. You know, they just took too long on all this.
Yeah, because like you said, after Endgame, it's kind of like.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty much done. I mean, I'll probably check out Black Widow just to see how that is because we finally got that movie, and Doctor Strange 2 is the only other movie I'm interested in, and that's kind of it. I'd rather not see the other ones.
Danny's like, I got a checklist. I'm not checking it twice. Once these are out, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like you said, they should have done it a while back. It would have kept us interested. Like, I, personally speaking, I think they kind of fucked up with Endgame.
Oh, with
being in the middle versus it kind of being like towards the end.
Well, this was like a 3-phase arc kind of thing, quote unquote.
But remember, like Spider-Man Far From Home was the end of
end of phase 3,
which it shouldn't have been, like them getting everybody back.
This is more Far From Home is more of the epilogue. Where
everybody came back and everybody's like, okay.
It's a transition movie of.
But I'm just saying, like,
off.
It should have been. I feel like the whole like leading up to like the whole like final fight with Thanos should have been more than just.
Yeah, well, I mean, it should have
been more. It should have been like one more movie before like it concluded. Like they should have got like the second like it should have been like Infinity War, and like the second part of that could have been like. Okay, they figured it out. They went back in time, and the third one should have just been like them like talking to Doctor Strange, or like like leading up to then like Doctor Strange like bro like fuck like this is what's gonna happen if we do this. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
It could like you know what I mean. It could like the third installment of like the Infinity War like if they were gonna do it like that should have been like the second one. It should have been like a trilogy. The second one could have been like they got everybody back, and the third one could have been like okay, bro, this is the attack plan. This is what we got to do, and then went on to doing like Far From Home, because Far From Home could have played into the sense of like, oh, we came back, Spider-Man's doing this, and then bam, Spider-Man, we need you for like to fight Thanos, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like Thanos is still coming, like this nigga's coming back, you know what I mean? And like I like the theory of what happens when you destroy the Infinity Stones, that apparently that sets up for like when he like that one of the fan theories I was reading about was like when you destroy the stones, that's when he accidentally brought what's him to the main universe, Galactus to the universe, and I was like, see, that would have been pretty cool, like like Galactus wakes up like, yo, my nigga, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, yo, like this is bad. But I don't know.
Yeah. Anywho. Aside from all that, since we're talking Spider-Man, Insomniac announced Spider-Man Game of the Year edition.
Oh, nice.
Which I think it's interesting that they pick Game of the Year as a title. You know, that there's usually complete editions at this point, But yeah, so it comes with all the City That Never Sleeps DLC, and it's only $40.
Wow.
Yeah, and I believe it's out now, so if you missed out on the game, definitely pick it up. It's totally worth buying. And I'm glad it's not $60, so that's a cool choice from them. And then while we're speaking of Sony, at Gamescom, they announced that they officially acquired Insomniac. So now Insomniac is a first-party studio.
They brought the boys home.
Finally, yeah. They're like, hey, you got a room now. No more sleeping on the couch, you know?
Hey, no more sleeping in the treehouse outside our backyard. You come over here.
The only weird thing about it that's up in the air, because I haven't heard anything about it, a podcast I listened to brought it up. They were like, so what does that mean for Sunset Overdrive? Because that's a Microsoft game made by Insomniac.
Me personally, I would feel like Insomniac, like, I feel like Sony would like let them keep that in the sense of like,
well,
you know,
well, here's the thing. It's an Insomniac owned game that's published by Microsoft. So technically Sony now owns Sunset Overdrive, like the IP, because Insomniac owns the IP. So what does that mean?
I probably, no, like I said, personally, I probably think like Sony would probably reach a deal with Microsoft. Like, we'll keep it at Microsoft exclusive because of the first one. Or they're probably like this, like, hey, you guys still get the right, like, you know, you guys can still, we're still going to make the game, but it's going to be dual platform, you know what I mean? You guys, if they make a second one, they probably, Sony's like, okay, bro, we'll make one for Xbox and we'll make one for PlayStation.
No, I think if they make a two, it's going to be exclusive.
I hope not. That would suck, dude. Don't get me wrong. I did want to play Sunset Overdrive, but when I finally played it, I was like, this is nice, but it didn't make me think like, damn, this should have been an exclusive for PlayStation.
Yeah, I've always wanted to check it out because it's Insomniac.
I think Grant has it. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he had it back in the day. I think I played a little bit of it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I played at his house, and I like I said, I was like, this is nice. I'm glad. You know, it was, to me, it didn't like stand out as like a PlayStation exclusive. You know, it didn't shout at me like, oh, this should have been.
Well, it was just crazy that Insomniac went to Microsoft for one game. You know, I was like, whoa, it's crazy.
Papa Sony doesn't like me, bro.
Yeah. So that's cool, man. Can't wait to see what more to come. We know Spider-Man 2, they're going to be working on that. Hopefully a new Ratchet & Clank soon. That'd be nice to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, waiting on that. But speaking of Insomniac, you have this game, Akil. My boy finally, my boy Spyro up in Crash NTR.
Oh, yeah.
So is that free? Or it's free?
Yeah.
Oh,
all you need is the game and Wi-Fi, and you can race. He's a tier. So
that like leveling
racing,
up.
It's like a racing tier. Like and you get the experience by just completing races. Like if you play the game like just to play the story mode, you get progress in the tiers. If you play online, you get a little more progress because you know you're racing against other players, but it's not limited to like you have to have like you pay any money. You just pop in the game and then get it.
Yeah, because the articles I read, they weren't clear on that part.
No, it's he's in the game. He's free, like the other DLC, like all the other DLCs for CTR. They're all free. You just got to race. That's all it is. They just cool. They're just like, hey, play online. That's the only thing. If you don't like playing online, you could play like single player, like by yourself. And if you like playing online to kind of like challenge yourself with like other racers, then you get more progress. It's kind of like the whole thing's like when you get certain games, like hey, like Destiny for instance, you can get ×1 experience from playing regular quick play, or get ×2 for playing comp. And you're just like, well, if I'm gonna get it either way, I might as well just take the easier, less stressful route. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's free. He's not the only one either. It's Spyro.
Yeah, no, it's Nasty Nork, and Hunter.
No, that's it. It's just Spyro, him, and Hunter, and you get skins.
Oh, okay.
You get his cart. You get a Spyro's like personal cart.
Yeah, they look nice.
Yeah. So I'm saying like right now, Danny, I think it's still on sale. I would say if you're down to that's if you're into racing games. Like I like
racing games.
I would say totally cop it, dude. It's fun. You know, like I said, you don't have to play the story. You can literally just hop online, play it, get Spyro, and you just literally stop playing.
Nice.
Or you can use the. I think you use DLC characters that you win from the tiers in the main game, so it's like, you know, it doesn't really matter anyway.
Yeah, I'm glad to see these classic IPs are making a comeback, and it's pretty good stuff. I've been hearing good things about the Medieval remake.
Oh, yeah. Hey, next month.
It is next month already, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Time flies by.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of old IP mascots, I guess they made a Kickstarter for the Tasmanian Tiger, to be ported to the Switch, and it got funded.
Oh wow!
So Ty's coming to Switch.
Which is funny because like I don't play Spyro. I thought that dude. I thought that cheetah dude was Ty. I was like,
Oh yeah.
I was like, what the? I was like, dude, they got two people from like. Old
Yeah,
school?
they really changed Hunter's design from the original games, which kind of up in the air in. I don't know. I like how Hunter looked in the old games. But you know, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of hits and miss in the remake for me, but overall, that's cool.
I just love, like I said, I just love the fact that they're handling the DLC, like the quote unquote DLCs for CTR. It's like, hey, bro, like if you want these guys, just play our games. There's no season pass. There's no.
Yeah, I think that's the smartest choice because it's Activision, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Activision is the current holder of the Crash
Yeah,
rights.
Yeah,
And
Crash
which is really
and
cool
Spyro.
because, you know, Activision is not known for their generosity like that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. I
It's
think
usually-
all
it's
that
usually
EA
like
backlash is
I think
really.
it's like usually like $5 or $10 for certain DLCs that they
Mhm.
offer. But the fact like for a racing game, they're pretty much like, hey man, we just want you to play Crash, have fun, go wild. You know what I mean? So it's fun, dude. Like I said, if it's, I think it's still on sale. But if you're looking at it, Danny,
Yeah, man, I'm gonna
I want
have
to
to-
say, I would say like I think it's on sale for like $30. I would say cop it, bro.
I'm gonna have to check it out. Yeah, that's cool, man.
I just haven't been in the store in a while since Tuesday reset, so check it out.
Cool. We finally got a date for Indivisible
Mm-hmm.
for release. It's October 8th. So we're
Wow, that's
We're
literally
about next month,
like
about
3
1
weeks,
month
like
away.
a little over what 3 weeks? Like
yeah, about 3 weeks, some change.
Yeah, damn,
Yeah,
dude,
so-
finally,
Mm-hmm.
you gonna stream it?
I will see. We'll see.
No, because I want to see. Because I didn't back
Oh,
it. I like
Yeah,
the demo, but
can't
I
wait.
didn't back it. So
Can't wait to play. I've been waiting patiently. You know, can't wait to see their progress. The last demo I played, like I said before, at AX was pretty solid. So I'm looking forward to this coming out.
dude, I'm not gonna lie. This year, it seems like it's the year of the gamer, dude. Because like a lot of companies,
Always year of the gamer.
I got my gamer fuel right here, bro. Red, blue, and yellow. Danny, pick one. No, but I'm saying like, did you see the stuff that Gearbox did for Borderlands 3? They started making commercials like kind of like
Oh no!
like classy commercials, like the one with like the soda. There's like a park and shit, and then
Oh,
like,
nice.
the guy throws like the little thing, and it's like it kind of like glitches, and you see like the cycle running, and then like it glitches back to like it being like a commercial. Well, it wasn't a soda commercial. The first one was a soda commercial. Like they were like in a pool, and like there's like there were people like this, like yeah, drink, and it's like design was like a Coke bottle, like it was like literally looked like a Coke can, right? But it was like
Yeah.
a different company, obviously. And it glitches, and he said the cycles in the pool and shit, and it glitches back, and it's like, yeah, I enjoyed this beverage, and it glitches back, and the cycles are like, rah, like, you know, saying their cycle-y things, and it goes like gameplay of the game, and it goes back, and it's like, yeah, drink this soda, and it's like Pandora and shit, and
Oh,
they start
cool.
doing commercials like that, and I was like, damn, dude, like, Gearbox, and Gearbox also, like, started, like, helping, like, third-party companies.
Yeah.
A lot of games and a lot of, like, nowadays are, like, it seems like, what I mean to say is the gaming industry seems like they're handling things a lot better.
That's
Versus
good, yeah.
just throwing shit at us. Here's this. Buy our DLCs. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm trying
Well,
to say?
it's all this recent stuff that's been going on.
Yeah.
Mainly EA and loot boxes, especially with loot boxes now.
Yeah, yeah. It's,
with,
that
like,
senator's
with
trying to
government-
pass that. They're trying to pass that law in,
Well, and the stuff over, I
the
think,
Supreme-
in
it's-
China too.
yeah, it's,
They're
was
changing-
it China that the first country that kind of banned that shit because it's gambling?
Not banning. They have to put percentages, and they have to put, I think, the items right for that. So that way people know what they're doing in a sense. Or
Oh
else it
yeah,
is just
kind of like
kinda
yeah,
gambling or whatever.
kind of like there's a 20% chance to get this gold skin like that.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's China that did that.
I want to say, I kind of want to say it is China too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
It's one of those nations in Europe, Asia region.
Yeah, well, everybody's pressing down on that loot boxes mainly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Loot boxes are starting to get out of hand, dude. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I like the concept of it. You know, like you can either buy the skin, like you can, like, technically speaking, you can buy the skins or the cosmetics if you want separately, or you can try to chance it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that concept, but the fact, like, when you start giving me like Overwatch, for instance, because like Overwatch is like the main target of like the whole loot box thing. When I have 32 characters, and out of all 32 characters, let's say I'm like 20, 30, let's say 45% even on each character, right?
Yeah.
And it's at that point where like, okay, you've reached 45% with the new character, and it's like, all right, so every other loot box you get maybe one new item, and they're all duplicates after that. And it's like, what's the point if you're gonna keep giving me shit already unlocked? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying like to give me everything, but you want me to play your game. But at the same time, if you're giving me 5 items, and out of those 5 items, only one is our actual like, even if it's a voice line and the rest are all duplicates, it's like, at that point, what am I playing for?
That's what I really hated back in before they changed that stuff. Because like the main problem is with like events and new skins.
Mm-hmm.
For Overwatch, it's just like I'm grinding, I'm getting old stuff, getting like 2 duplicates in one box, you know, maybe getting like 250 gold or whatever, and I'm like, I'm not gonna make it to get these skins. There's no way. And then they changed it to where, okay, duplicates are gonna be happening way less. But then it kind of backfired in a sense because it's like, well, I needed duplicates because at least they give you gold if you got them.
And now,
you know,
now
and then you barely got gold, and then the thing is like there's so many voice lines. That's what and then like the sprays, the player icons. You know, there's just so much to fill in these boxes, to where like, okay, now I can't get the skins I want either way, and it's one of those things like you're gonna have to really grind, really just buy all these voice lines because, you know, you'll have a higher chance of getting what you'll want.
That's what I did in that winter event. The second winter event that when I had the game, because I missed the first one. The second one, I remember I had enough gold to buy all their new sprays, and I did that just to kind of eliminate the
you have your chances.
Yeah, to eliminate the process, and I still kept getting like voice lines and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, the voice lines are pretty cool, but at the same time, it's like, why does every event you have new voice lines versus them like, I'm pretty sure half the time when you play like an Overwatch match, like when we used to play a lot, how many times you heard people like use different voice lines you haven't heard?
You would only use them in the loading while you're waiting for the match to start.
And then there's no other like uses for them. Like there's like certain like what I mean, like certain voice lines. Like there's one like I use for McCree. It's like reach for the sky, you know, like he'll say some shit like that. Yeah. And I use it when I kill somebody, like, you know, kind of like to taunt them. But it's like other than that, I'm just like this. I'm just silent. He's just talking whatever base voice lines they gave him. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not really hating on it, but it's just like the fact, like, come on, man, like. Danny, come on, man. Stop giving me voice lines. I'm never gonna use.
Yeah. I'm tired of those voice lines.
Hey, just stop, man. Just stop.
Mm-hmm. More from Gamescom. Stranger Things showing up in Dead by Daylight. That's okay. I guess that was gonna happen eventually, kind of thing.
Oh, the Demogorgon,
and then you get to play as I think it's Hopper and Steve.
Yeah.
And then they said there's going to be 2 other characters that you could play as too. So it'll probably be the other high schoolers. And it's like, okay, that's all right.
I actually thought that was like when I saw the Demogorgon, I was like, oh shit, now I might have to get into this game. Because one thing about Dead by Daylight, they got a lot of people. Like,
there's a lot
like Ghostface, Michael Myers. They have what, I don't know what the name of that the doll was. Not the doll, the pig from Saw. I don't think, did it have a name? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about? The girl who would kidnap people and the pig head. They got that character in there, you know, and they got you know, Freddy Krueger in the game. I'm just like, dude, this game is like, it's getting a lot of people, you know what I mean? And it's like,
and that's pretty cool, man.
That's one thing I like about Dead by Daylight and that studio. It's like they're keeping the game fresh by like every 4 months.
I think 4 months.
I think every 4 months they're dropping like new characters, constantly updating the game, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Like I don't mind. Like, you know, when they charge DLC for the characters like that, because like, to me, I'm like, I don't mind because they're licensed by other, like, you know, their other studios properties, you
and
know,
they're like what, like $8 or something, $6?
Yeah, like I think the range is like $6-7 to get those characters.
Yeah,
and not only that, you're not getting just the one, you're also getting like the other characters that they bring with them. You know what I mean? Like you may get like, like female A or like female B with like the main like character. You know what I mean? To kind of change up like the player aspect, you know. So I fucks with it.
Yeah, so that's cool. And we got confirmation that at Tokyo Game Show this year, there's going to be a playable demo over there for Neo 2. And they dropped new artwork for it, which will probably be the box art, which looks pretty nice. I hope we get another playable demo when they.
I was so sad I didn't get him the free album.
Yeah, that was a good time, man.
I can't wait, dude. I can't wait for that game.
Yeah, honestly, it is more Neo, and they add new features that do shake it up.
That bitch Maria, she has to die.
See, yeah, I wonder if she's coming back.
She has to. We gotta go to Spain.
I'm down to go to Spain. Yeah,
let's go. That bitch got to die. she has to go today.
Yeah, I'm just Neo is so good. I'm glad they're continuing the franchise. We got it was leaked and then later revealed the full pack for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And sadly, no Ash from Evil Dead. Instead, he was replaced by Joker. Which, yeah.
Still kind of on the fence with that. Because, I mean, like, they tried it with MK versus DC with Joker in the game.
I think DC was more like strict on the Versus game. And now if you look at Injustice, they're kind of more okay with it.
Yeah.
And plus, Joker... let me pull up the date. Because the Joker movie is coming out next month.
Yeah, on the 10th. Which I am going to go see because...
But I don't think he comes out.
No, I think the next one to come out is Terminator.
Terminator's next because Dark Fate's coming out.
Yeah, that and it's Terminator, Sindel, Joker, then Spawn, which kind of broke my heart that Spawn is the highly most anticipated character everybody wants. Doesn't come out until March 17th. And I was like,
oh yeah, so yeah, Joker's January. Okay. But yeah, a lot of people were saying, yeah, he was picked because they couldn't get Ash, which really sucks. It would have been cool to see Ash in MK. I would say Spider Pack 2.
Like compare like out of who they've shown so far, I would have taken Ash over Terminator.
I want to see Terminator in there though.
The only reason why I say that because before that video came out, Gears of War also got Terminator.
Oh, that's because Dark Fate's coming out,
and they also got Sarah Connor. That's what I'm saying. Like, personally,
and what
in Gears 5?
Oh, Sarah Connor's in there too.
Yeah,
man, Gears 5 is really shaping up to be something, huh? Because
like you didn't see that trailer? She
I only saw the E3 teaser.
Oh no, there's another trailer that they released like 2 weeks back.
So you could play as Sarah Connor?
Yeah, in the versus mode and the horde mode, you can play as Sarah Connor.
Oh, cool.
Kind of like how they also got the Emil and Kat from Team 6 of Reach.
Yeah, Reach characters are showing up. Batista's coming in.
And I'm just like, dude, Gears 5, they're like, bro, we're tired of you guys making fun of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're getting a lot of good people.
I think it's because we have to really have a pretty big game before Infinite comes out, Halo. Right?
Yeah, because
they don't really have much going on right now. Yeah.
And then again, and even so, Halo Infinite doesn't come out until next year. So
yeah, it's a next gen game too.
Yeah, so they're basically, this to me is like a love letter. Like, hey, like, hold on. Like, but don't get me wrong, I'm not counting Gears out. Gears is a good franchise. You know what I mean? Gears, like, I don't know if you ever played Gears. That shit gets bloody. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like the way people like get dismembered and shit. But like, I feel like this is kind of like one of those things. Like, we couldn't get you guys Halo 5, but here's the next best game. Because remember, Crackdown was hyped, burned out.
Rage 2, it's kind of the same thing. Like
Rage 2 was hyped, burned out. Yeah. But Rage 2 wasn't an Xbox exclusive, so that's not
true. Yeah.
That you really can't count Rage.
Yeah.
And then they canceled Scalebound.
Scalebound. Yeah, that.
So it's kind of like now, like Gears 5 to me is like Microsoft's last hope for this gen to try to like salvage what they can, because let's be honest, like all memes, jokes aside, Switch, Nintendo, and Sony, they just like this gen, they left Microsoft in the dust, bro.
Well, Microsoft right now, they're really focusing on Games Pass. That's their big thing. They got DMC5 on there, which is crazy. That game only came out like 6 months ago, and now you can play it for free if you have the Games Pass kind of thing. So that's pretty crazy. They're mainly focusing on that because a lot of games on launch are going to be on there.
Oh
So,
yeah. Was it Gear 5 is like on there?
Gear 5's probably on there.
It was some game that's coming out. It's like on game. It's available on Games Pass Day 1.
The Blair Witch games Day 1.
Was it Blair Witch? Because it was like some new game that's coming out.
There's a lot of games Day 1. Yeah.
Okay.
Non-exclusives too. So
yeah,
that's their main focus, which is fine. If they want to do that now for the 1, because of how the 1's track record was, and then they could go harder on whatever Project Scarlet's going to be called. So we'll see.
It's gonna go instead of Xbox One. It's gonna be called Xbox.
Just the Xbox.
That's be the whole name. Just the Xbox. That's it. Like, you want to buy just the Xbox? It's like a fucking meme. But like I said, Gears 5, I'm not counting it as like a discount. Like,
it's just crazy to see what's going in there.
Like, they're stuffing a lot of people, and that's not including like any DLCs, bro. Because I know Terminator, the was it T1000 series, the one that the first one, they are pre-order. So if you pre-order the game, and when you pick it up, it's he's pre-order. I don't know about Sarah Connor or Emil in them, but I just know that the Terminator was the only one. Like, if you pre-order it, you get you get Terminator.
I figured it would just be part of the story if they're trying to push big with Terminator, but we'll see. Yeah, it's mainly because of Dark Fate's coming out. So, yeah. I mean, Terminator makes sense for Gears, I think.
Wait, which Terminator?
Just throwing Terminator in a...
Yeah, it makes sense, because like the world's ending anyway, so it's like we had to figure out something, and then Skynet was like, bro, Skynet's like, we'll take out humanity and the locusts.
Yeah.
What side are you on? My side! So it's like gunning them all down. But yeah, but back to the original topic, I would have taken, because of
MK?
Because of Gears is getting both Sarah Connor and the T-1000. I think that's...
Is it Arnold?
Yeah. No, in Gears, no. It's the actual robot. The actual Terminator. And then Mortal Kombat's getting Arnold. I'm just like, you might as well... They should have gave it to Gears and gave us Ash. Not us, but gave Mortal Kombat Ash. Personally speaking. I'm just saying, because like that's...
Well, Terminator, I think, was regardless anyways. It's just the trouble they had with licensing is the only thing I can think of for Ash, yeah. The only thing that sucks about...
Who owns the rights to Ash? What studio is that? I
talked about this. I'll pull it up right now.
I'll look it up, but keep going. What you're saying, brother?
My only problem with Arnold in MK is that Arnold's not voicing the Terminator in MK. It's going to be somebody else. So.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so that's the only thing. And I get it. Arnold's... He's like, video games? I mean, I don't know. So that's my only thing that I'm bummed out about. But I'm sure he'll play fine. He looks good. He's just Arnold. Yeah. So that's cool, man. Cool stuff.
So they might have the robotic voice versus like the actual Arnold. You might have like the robotic Terminator, like a
if
mix.
anything, they'll probably pick like somebody that sounds like Arnold. They'll try to impersonate him, I think. I know for sure, like the Marvel games, they try to impersonate Iron Man. RDJ. So hard in there. We'll talk about this real quick because I am hyped for this. PowerCon happened a while ago. This is like a small convention in Southern California that mainly focuses on like those old cartoons like He-Man, She-Ra, all the good classics.
Yeah,
it's not protein. And there was a panel hosted by Kevin Smith, right, the boy. And they announced that they're doing a new Netflix anime, is what they called it.
Yeah.
He-Man, or Masters of the Universe Revelation. So this is going to continue off of the original cartoon. And Kevin Smith's going to be the showrunner, and his co-host on Fat Man Beyond, Mark Bernardin, is part of the writing team. And the studio they're using to animate the show are the people that did the Castlevania anime.
Ooh.
So I'm pretty hyped.
No, that's
for this show.
Their animation is clean, dude.
Yeah, Kevin, you can listen to the whole panel over on Kevin Smith's YouTube or his podcast. And one thing he brought up that I'm like, yeah, you know it's going to be good is the guys at the studio for the animation. They're just like, yeah, you don't have to write out the fight scenes. You know, just let us know when the fight scene's going to happen, and then we could just do the choreography from there. So that's pretty good, man, I think. Yeah, so I'm hyped for that. I kind of wished it was after the last show, the 2003 cartoon, the one that we grew up on. Yeah, because that's the only one I've watched, and I've only seen memes of the original. So, yeah, but cool. I'm hyped for it, man. We'll see what's.
Dude, I'll be down watching He-Man.
Yeah, if you listen to the panel, and then they did a podcast to go more in depth into it, it's like this is really a passion project. First and foremost. So that's how you know it's always going to be really good. Yeah, so I can't wait for that. And while we're talking about media, Metro 2033 got greenlit again for another movie. So this is going to be their third attempt at trying to make a Metro movie. And it's set for 2022. So
it's going to be Artoon.
Yeah,
Artoon, do everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I've from what I've heard is the author of the books. Mm-hmm. He wants the movies to be done justice, right? Because one of his reasonings to decline one of the movies before was if they cast somebody like Bruce Willis, they're not here to watch Artoon's journey. They're just here to watch Bruce Willis in this movie.
You know, okay, I see what you mean. He wants it done to like reinvest in the character versus vested in the actor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. That makes total sense.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, it's like, sure, you want big names, right? So that way people can come and watch your movie. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, if they can nail the character, then they can't. Like Alicia Vikander, she played Lara Croft in the newest Tomb Raider movie. I never heard of her name. I mean, I know she won an Oscar, I think, but still not a big name. That was a fine movie, you know and we're getting a 2, so that's pretty cool, man.
You know who I would think they would pick? Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen?
Yeah. Mikkelsen? Yeah.
For Artyom? No, we'll see.
Only because.
I don't know if it's
because like. Have you seen Polar?
Yeah, I saw Polar.
He was like a man of few words, but he sold the character. I watched that movie because it was like. Movie. I didn't watch it because for him, but I was like when I heard him, like he was like like he sold me the character. I was like.
Yeah. The only thing I don't know if this is going to be an American film or like a Russian film.
Either way, I'd watch it.
Even if I'm down to watch it.
If I have to read subtitles, if I have to read subtitles.
Honestly,
I'm totally down for that shit, dude.
I would probably rather watch it in Russian.
Yeah.
You know, as much as I love the games that they're in English, they still have the Russian accents.
Yeah. Artoon, do everything.
Yeah, I need to go back to Exodus. I haven't touched that game.
Oh, speaking of Exodus, I seen that
getting DLC.
I think a DLC for like $6, I think it was, or like something.
Oh, that's not bad. That's pretty cheap. Yeah, that's a game I really want to go back to because the Metro series is always fantastic. That photo mode too, you know, you always can catch me with a photo mode in your game.
Where's the photo mode?
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, Tomb Raider sequel picked up a director. It was Ben Wheatley.
Don't know who.
And he's done films. He's done High Rise. He did the ABCs of Death.
Ooh.
He did the Greasy Strangler. Oh boy.
ABCs of Death. I like that. I like that movie.
Yeah. So he's interesting pick. And the movie's set to release 2021. Which is just, that's the problem with movies, man. That's so far away. Because I think Tomb Raider was last year, you know, so that's a 3-year gap from the films. But I'm hyped for the movie. Like I said, I like the first one. It does a nice different take to the reboot game. And so the only thing I think is, are they going to continue the games?
And it was last year, too.
It was last year?
Yeah. So when it comes to like certain movies, I think like they should try to strike while it's hot, because when you wait, it kind of like loses steam. You know what I mean? Like speaking of movies, do you see the trailer for Bad Boys Forever? It comes out.
Oh, it dropped?
Yeah. Will Smith on his Instagram, he posted it.
Nice.
it comes out in January. I'm hyped because the trailer got me, but at the same time, it's kind of like one of those things I totally forgot. It was like 2 years back, they announced that they were like writing it, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be dope." And then like after the 2 years passed, I'm kind of like,
"Yeah, I think."
It kind of hit me with like I kind of hit with them with that like, this is still happening, like you know what I mean? Like I wasn't a hundo, like I was like,
yeah, because there was nothing.
Yeah, like no.
I think he might have posted something of them on set, but I don't remember.
The one thing I saw was like about the set was maybe like earlier this year, where it was like Martin Lawrence was joking around with his trainer. His trainer's like, "Come on, man, you got to keep up with me." And he's like, "I'm not trying to keep up at his pace. I'm gonna keep up my pace, so that way he'll eventually slow down and get to my pace." And I was like, "Okay," so like that's when it hit me. I was like, "Oh, this thing is still happening, you know?" But it's just kind of like one of those things. Like I'm glad they took their time, but at the same time, like what's he was getting this a fucking was it the third movie, Bill and Ted.
Oh yeah, they're getting the 3.
Yeah, and I was like, I totally forgot. You know what I mean? Like I totally forgot about like the first 2 movies. You know?
Yeah, and then yeah, you know we're getting Aquaman 2 2022, and then like damn, that's just so far.
But the reason why though is like
CG and all that.
No, because what's
Oh, you're talking about that recent thing with
Jason Momoa,
Momoa, yeah. I don't think that's gonna affect it because they're still writing the script.
Yeah, so. But he said he came out and he's like, "Oh, I can't shoot the movie." He's like, "I'm sorry, but I can't shoot the movie because they're desecrating a sacred mountain." And this is where I realized like the internet.
That's Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rocks brought it up too.
The natives, the native Hawaiians, they really care for their land. You know what I mean? Not saying like nobody else does, but it's like they take like because of Hawaii, because the way Hawaii is, like they still have their their leader. Like I don't know if you remember, like way back early in the year when where Trump said that America wasn't going to sign the that agreement or whatever, like that treaty or some shit like that for like for health, like for the world or whatever, the world agreement or some shit like that. And Hawaii came out like 2 days later with like their leader like, no, Hawaii's going to sign it. Hawaii's like, we're part of American territory, but we're not stupid, you know. But yeah, the Hawaiians take that shit to heart. Like you go over there, act a fool. They don't take that shit too kindly. You know what I mean? They don't like the mainlanders.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're still ways away from Aquaman 2 being in pre-production, so we'll see where it goes from there. And then yeah, Shazam. Like Shazam. I think Zachary Levi mentioned they won't do Black Adam versus Shazam until Shazam 3, and I'm like, that's cool, have the build up, but at the same time, like that's so far away, man. Like, oh man, that's probably like a 2025 film. You know, if
we're lucky.
Well, because I think Shazam 2 will probably come out 2021.
No, I'm saying like if we're lucky, 2025. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. If it's 2021 for 2, then maybe even 2024. Yeah, which is just, man, so far.
Damn, we're getting old, bro.
Yeah, man. But you know what movie I'm really hyped for that might be coming soon is One Piece Stampede. There was a potential leak for a U.S. release date because they just haven't talked about it. But the leak says October 24th. So I hope that's true because I've been really hyped for this film.
Stampede!
Dude, everybody's in this movie.
Huh?
Everybody's in this film.
Oh, shit.
All the worst generations. Bartolomeo, Cavendish, I think that's pronounced his name. Most of the Shishi.
Oh,
Bukai.
yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Boa's in there. Are
they going to show who the new Shishibuki replaced Crocodile? Because remember what's the name?
I think Crocodile's in the movie too.
No, but remember
Sabo.
Buggy replaced Gecko. Because remember Gecko.
Yeah,
Gecko and then remember in that one chapter, like, oh yeah, and we also have that other guy over there. Well, they never mentioned his name. They just show like a silhouette of who that person is, and I'm just like.
So the originals is still Hawkeye, Boa, at the time Don Flamingo.
Oh yeah, Don
and
Flamingo.
Bartholomew Kuma is still a Shishibukai.
Nah.
Yeah, he should.
I don't. You know what? You know what though? I don't know because remember what he told him. Like, this is the last time you'll see me.
as well as him with his own consciousness.
Yeah, because now he's cause remember in that one chapter,
original pacifista.
No, remember that one chapter that one dude owns him and he was just riding him and stabbing him. Remember when they went to the summit and Bonjuri saw him, and the celestial dragon was riding him. He's like, "Move faster!" And he stabs him with a sword.
Really?
He stabs him with a sword, and Bonjuri started crying. She's like, "Kuma, what happened to you?" And I was like,
"Yeah, okay."
Yeah, so
but if he's still considered...
read that chapter again.
Well, I'm catching up.
Where all the women, where all Luffy's wives meet up, and they're like, "Oh, you know Luffy, and that's when
it was in that chapter.
Yeah, and Bonjuri saw.
Oh, yeah, because she was there.
She was the kid. Remember? The kid. She was the old lady.
Old lady, yeah.
Yeah, remember she saw. And then
I think I remember now.
She saw Kuma get stabbed behind the wall. Mm-hmm. She changed back to her stuff. She started crying. She's like, "Kuma, what happened?" And I was like,
"Yeah, Bonjuri's got an interesting."
She's everywhere. She's
like,
because remember that one chapter. Remember that one in between chapter where she unfortunately ran into
Blackbeard?
Tetch. Yeah,
Blackbeard. Yeah.
And remember he beat her. He beat her up bad and left her on the island. And remember
Akainu showed up.
Like five chapters later, he shows up and she was just she was tied up and he just starts laughing at her and shit. Yeah. And then again you see her again and she's out and about. I'm like,
yeah, she somehow escaped.
Yeah, and I was like, what happened, dude? I want to see that backstory. Like, where
I just want to know her backstory because she was hurting when Whitebeard died too, and I'm like, yeah,
Bonjuri, low key, Bonjuri was his Gold Roger. He had a dope for the whole time.
Low key, she could be immortal. Because she could change her age whenever she wants.
Yeah.
So we don't. It's crazy stuff. But yeah, so those are the original four that could, if we're still counting Kuma.
Yeah.
And then so I remember the new people that joined
was Buggy
and
the new guy.
Law.
No, not Law anymore. Remember when he?
I'm talking about at the time though.
At the time of when
we got the reveal of Buggy as a Shishibukai.
Oh yeah, Law.
So Law. Wasn't it?
No, yeah, that's right. Because Law replaced Don Flamingo because
Don Flamingo was still a Shishibukai.
Not Don Flamingo. He replaced Crocodile. The new guy replaced Don Flamingo. Because remember, Don Flamingo was the recent Shishibuki they got fucked up. So they're like, oh yeah, we also got this other guy. Which I think is Whitebeard.
I'm just gonna pull up the list right now.
Which I think is Whitebeard's son.
Yeah, I think the quote unquote son.
Yeah, because remember he was going to all Whitebeard's old territories and just fucking shit up because his mom was like, you, this is your rightful heir. You're the rightful heir to this. And then you see Marco I love how Marco is just like a doctor. He just became a doctor of a village somewhere.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, because Blackbeard's not a Shishibukai anymore.
No, he became a warlord.
No, he's a Yonko now. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's a Yonko.
Okay, so here's the current one. Yeah, it's Mihawk, Kuma, still counts.
Oh, so they still count Kuma?
Yeah, so okay. Hancock, Buggy. Oh, yeah, and this guy's name is Edward Weevil. That's Whitebeard's quote-unquote son.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it right now because with Doflamingo and Law not being Shishibukais anymore, they only have five people.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm so hyped
for
Stampede.
Dude, are we're gonna see that theater?
Of course.
Do we doing this, Danny?
Of course, I've been the most hyped for this. Oda, of course, is supervising this movie. It's from the same animators that did the Broly movie, too.
Okay.
Which I'm like, oh, that's why it has that nice feel to it. So. Yeah. Plus, I've been rereading One Piece. I just finished.
Oh, because they colored it, right? They
They just dropped a new volume the other day, and I just finished Fishman, so I'm about to do Punk Hazard right now. Yeah, and so that'll wrap us up today. We'll talk the direct another time, and just last thing. Yes, we're finally on Spotify, so if that's your preferred site for podcasts, we're on there. Go ahead and give us a follow and be on the lookout for YouTube. We're doing more stuff. We're changing up the way we're doing the podcast on there too, so fun times. So
drop by, give us a like, hit us up.
Yeah
at unversedpodcast@gmail.com.
If you want those emails, let us know your thoughts on everything. We'd love to talk about it on the show.
My voice is too annoying, I'm sorry.
So thanks guys as always, and we'll talk to you next time.
Have a good one.
I got no legs, I got no enemies. I got the opposite of endless energy. Fueled by envy, war by fear. War my friends of a whole mind mirror. Whole life is in a coal mine here. But I end up running down tunnels all night. Better own my sins in the cold right here. Heat it up, we did not eat it up. Apple up, eat it up, back it up, eating up life. Happen up, beat us a lot. Sick of the cheating and lies. Pick it up, keep it all nice. I've been repeated all night. I don't wanna hear what it say no more. Try to change up, but it ain't no more. When the day go, dots that appear to be played out. See to hang on for like way long. Yeah, I can never wait on. Yeah, I can never be this quick. Gotta ease into it, let it rain on. I've been way gone, call me made off. I've been running game on them while I stay lost. Hit them with the fade and I'm off radar. Never had the patience to wanna play dog till it paid off. I got no reason, not even a wish. Fuck all the speaking, I'm pleading the fifth. Got what you needed, now leave it to this. Free to dismiss what I need and assist. I'm afraid I lost the vision clear. If y'all don't see me, y'all should disappear. Thoughts are draining, constantly debating. Optimism, often isn't there. But it be like, way up.